Good day, everyone! In this video, we're going to discuss the energy management and energy saving programs as applied on board ship to comply with the energy efficiency in ships. I am Engine Cadet Flores Vince and I'm going to discuss the introduction.
And I'm Kagiwa Justin Mike. I'm going to discuss the EEDI. And I'm Kagiwa Jen Mitch and I will going to discuss the EEDI and SEEMP.
And I'm Bautista Jasper Jan, and I'm going to discuss EXI and CII.
And I'm Arroyo Joshua and I'm going to discuss the CII.
And let's begin. The maritime industry is under increasing pressure to reduce its environmental impact, particularly in the greenhouse gases emission. To address this, the International Maritime Organization has implemented various regulations and guidelines for promoting energy efficiency in ships. This has led to the development and implementation for the comprehensive management and energy saving programs on board vessel. The Energy Efficiency Design Index or the EEDI and the Ship's Energy Efficiency Management Plan or the SEEMP entered in force in January 1st, 2013. Those measures represents the global mandatory of greenhouse gases reduction for the international industry sector and has been driven energy efficiency improvements across the global fleet or for more than a decade. The global base and the technology neutral regulation has been emphasized the use for energy efficiency technologies such as hot air lubrication, wind assisted propulsion, and the waste heat recovery. The Maritime Organization member states have been adopted further energy efficiency measures in 2021 to reduce the carbon intensity of international shipping by at least 30% in 2030 compared to the 2008. Continuous improvement in the energy efficiency of shipping remains crucial and will help observe exact cost of alternative low and zero carbon fuels. The Energy Efficient Design Index is an important technical measure aiming at promoting of use of more energy efficient equipment and engine design for new ships in order to them to be less polluting. The energy efficiency design requires minimum energy efficiency per level of capacity of the ships and depends on the ship size and the ship type. With the implementation of the Energy Efficiency Design Index, the IMO implemented an action plan to address a growing concern over the increasing fossil fuels consumption and the greenhouse gases emission. The EEDI used to monitoring harmful emissions such as the carbon dioxide from the ships, helps to improve machinery's operation and hull design. This further aids the cutting down of carbon dioxide emission by making the ships more fuel efficient, while the EEDI is a concept brought in the newly built ships. The SEEMP has been developed as a special tool for the existing fleet as the practical approach to managing the efficiency of a ship. It is used the energy efficiency operational indicator as an index of monitoring fleet operating performance over time. It is considered your responsibility to develop and implement a ship energy efficiency management plan, making operation more cost-effective and energy efficient in the long run. The SEEMP can implement various ways to improve energy efficiency of a ship such as heat recovery method installation, changing course to avoid rough weathers, vessel speed optimization, and dry docking for hull cleaning. It is worth noticing that this is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Several factors, primarily the ship type, go a long way in determining the appropriate plan. As a result, you cannot use a single ship energy management plan for your fleet and your company. A single SEEMP cannot be used even the two sister ships since their operating conditions are bound to differ. Beyond creating the plan, you need to estimate the current levels of energy consumptions for the vessel and then proceed with the implementing measures for reducing the same. The International Maritime Organization strategy on reducing of greenhouse gases emission from ships. Here are the new requirements under the MARPOL 6 adopted by the government. In new ships only, the EEDI improved hull design, waste heat recovery, and reduce electric consumption, while the EEXI All ships has a power limitation, wind assistance, propeller optimization, and the CII, all ships has a speed optimization, biofueling management, alternative fuels. Here are some examples of solution for the compliance of verification, the third-party approval. The ship ready to navigate rating annual SEEMP, improved cycle. The International Maritime Organization regulation drives innovation to reduce the carbon intensity of the international shipping.
Ship Energy Efficiency Design, EEDI. It designed the energy efficient ships. Next is Plan, SEEMP. It plans to operate and improve the energy efficiency of the ships. Next is Operate, SEEMP. It operates the ship in energy efficient way. Last is Monitor, EEOI, MRV. It monitors energy efficiency and collect data for further improvements. The EEDI provides a specific figure for an individual ship design, expressed in grams of carbon dioxide per ship's capacity mile. The smaller the EEDI, the more energy efficient the ship design, and is calculated by a formula based on the technical design parameters for a given ship. The level is to be tightened incrementally every 5 years, and so the EEDI is expected to stimulate continued innovation and technical development of all the components influencing the fuel efficiency of a ship from its design phase. The carbon dioxide reduction level or grams of CO2 per ton mile for the first phase is set to 10% compared to a reference line calculated from the average efficiency for ships built between 2000 and 2010. It is tightened every 5 years to keep pace with technological development of new efficiency and reduction measures until 2005 and onwards, when a 30% reduction is mandate for applicable ship types. So the EEDI is a non-prescriptive performance-based mechanism that leaves the choice of technologies to use in a specific ship design to the industry. As long as the required energy efficiency level is attained, ship designers and builders are free to use the most cost-efficient solutions for the ship to comply with the regulations. The EEDI was originally developed for the largest and the most energy-intensive segments of the world merchant fleet and embraces emissions from new ships covering the following ship types. First is tanker bulk carriers, gas carriers, general cargo ships, container ships, refrigerated cargo carriers, and combination carriers. Energy Efficiency Design Index. Since 1st of January 2013, following a 2-year transitional phase, new ship design needs to meet the reference level for their ship type. The level is to be tightened incrementally every 5 years. And so the EEDI is expected to stimulate continued innovation and technical development of all the components influencing the fuel efficiency of a ship from its design phase.
The EEDI is an important technical measure aiming at promoting the use of more energy efficient equipment and engines for the design of new ships in order to make them less polluting. For the energy efficiency design, as you can see here on the picture below, first, ships which are designed and constructed today must be more energy efficient than the baseline, thus reducing their carbon intensity. Second, performance targets are increasingly stringent over time, thus incentivizing innovation in ship design. Third, there are different goals for different types of ship, recognizing the specificities of different types of ship. Fourth, the largest container ships, 200,000 deadweight tonnage built after April 1, 2002 must be 50% more efficient than the baseline. Next is Ship Energy Efficiency Management Plan. The Ship Energy Efficiency Management Plan is an operational mechanism to improve the energy efficiency of a ship in cost-effective manner. The SEEMP urges the ship owners and operator at each stage of the plan to consider new technologies and practices when seeking to optimize the operational performance of a ship. A ship energy efficiency management plan is a ship-specific plan to improve the energy efficiency of a ship. All ships 400 gross tonnage and above engaged in international voyages must develop and keep on board a SEEMP. As set out in the guidelines adopted by the IMO, the SEEMP may form part of ship safety management system and is subjected to audit and verification. HSEEMP is a ship-specific and provide a practical approach for ship owners and operators to manage operations and improve efficiency performance over time. For companies with multiple ships, a comprehensive energy management policy for company fleets can act as base to form individual SEEMPs for each ship. Platforms including floating production, storage, and offloading units, and offloading storage units and drill rigs are not required to have a SEEMP. Next one is energy efficiency existing ship index and carbon intensity indicator. These technical and operational requirements were adopted in June 2021 as a short-term measure under the initial IMO GHG strategy framework for implementation before January 1, 2023.
Ships then have to reach a required EEXI equivalent to required EEDI levels for 2022, thus creating a level playing field among the fleet. The energy efficiency existing ships index is a measure which was introduced by the IMO to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions of ships. The EEXI is a measure related to the technical design of a ship. In case no changes to this energy efficiency are applied, ships have to attain EEXI approval only once in a lifetime. The initial certification was surveyed during the first periodical survey in 2023. Energy efficiency existing ship index or EEXI improves the technical performance of existing ships by setting a minimum energy efficiency standard. Ships must achieve a required EEXI level equivalent to the required EEDI or Energy Efficiency Design Index levels for 2022. This ensures a level playing field for all ships. The EEXI's goal is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from ships. It's a measure related to the technical design of a ship. Ship must reach a required EEXI equivalent to the required EEDI levels set for 2022. This creates a level playing field across the shipping fleet. All ships are required to calculate their attained energy efficiency using the EEXI formula. EEXI is a one-time certification for existing ships, focusing on design parameters. The IMO will review the effectiveness of the EEXI implementation by January 1st, 2026, potentially making further amendments. Ships then have to reach a required EEXI equivalent to required EEDI levels for 2022, thus creating a level playing field among the fleet. The energy efficiency existing ships index is a measure which was introduced by the IMO to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions of ships. The EEXI is a measure related to the technical design of a ship. In case no changes to this energy efficiency are applied, ships have to attain EEXI approval only once in a lifetime. The initial certification was surveyed during the first periodical survey in 2023. For energy efficiency existing ships index, as you can see here in the picture below, first, the requirements for EEXI certification entered into force on November 1st, 2022. Second, all ships are required to calculate their attained energy efficiency existing ship index or EEXI. And third, the EEXI is a one-time certification for existing ships targeting design parameters. Fourth, there are a variety of technical means to improve the carbon intensity of existing ships and achieve the required EEXI. And lastly, a review clause requires IMO to review the effectiveness of the implementation of the EEXI requirements by January 1st, 2026 at the latest, and, if necessary, develop and adopt further amendments. The CII, or Carbon Intensity Indicator, is a measure for a ship's energy efficiency and is given in grams of CO2 emitted per cargo carrying capacity and nautical mile. The first year of attained annual operational CII verification will be 2024 for the operation in calendar year 2023. Vessels, based on their performance, will receive an environmental rating of A, major superior, B, minor superior, C, moderate, and D, minor inferior, or E, inferior performance level. The rating thresholds will become increasingly stringent towards 2030. Carbon Intensity Indicator. The Carbon Intensity Indicator rating reflects the operational energy efficiency of ships building upon fuel oil consumption from the IMO DCS and the CEMP as a management tool. CII is a mandatory for ships of 500 gross tonnage and above. The attained annual operational CII has to be documented and verified against the required annual operational CII.
CII unit is grams of CO2 emitted per cargo carrying capacity and nautical mile, whereby cargo capacity is neither deadweight or gross tonnage depending on ship type. In addition, to cater for this special design and operational circumstance, the correction of factor and voyage adjustment can be applied to the basic CII calculation for the purpose of determining the ratings. CII annual consumption over annual distance traveled, CO factor over capacity multiplied. Correction factor, based on this, the ship administration determines the operational carbon intensity rating of the ship. The rating given on the scale, operational carbon intensity rating A, B, C, D, or E, indicating a major superior, minor superior, moderate, minor inferior, or inferior performance level. A ship rated D for 3 consecutive years rated as E shall develop a plan of corrective actions. The Carbon Intensity Indicator CII ratings reflects the operational energy efficiency of ships. Building upon fuel oil consumption from the IMO, DCS, and the SEEMP as a management tool. CII is mandatory for ship of 5,000 gross tonnage and above. The attained annual operation CII has to be documented and verified against the required annual operational CII. The Carbon Intensity Indicator CII ratings improving the operational performance of existing ship. First, each year, ship of 5,000 gross tonnage and above collect, report fuel consumption data. On the basis of this, a carbon intensity ratings assigned to the ship from A to E. Second, there are verify of operational means to improve the carbon intensity of existing ship and achieve required CII. Ship speed optimize weather routing, just-in-time arrival, trim, and drop ballast optimization. Third is poorly rated ship have to implement a plan of corrective action, and company is regularly audited. Intensity may be rated to best rated A and B. The requirements of CII ratings entered into effect on January 1, 2023.
And that concludes our topic